Good morning children, welcome to history online class of 10th standard. Today let us will see the chapter 2, the nationalism in India. So already we discussed about the nationalism in Europe, how the nationalism was spreaded across the European countries and how did the nationalism was given awareness to the nation state, to the entire European people. So about that already we discussed in the previous chapter. So in this class now we are going to learn about the nationalism in India. So how the nationalism was started in India and how the nationalism was led the independence of India. Let us will begin with the introduction of the nationalism in Europe. See, in introduction part, in India the growth of the modern nationalism is connected to anti-colonial movement. So in India the nationalism, the nationalism is connected with the anti-colonial rule or anti-colonial movements. So what is anti-colonial movements? You know, the British movements or the British government movement. So especially in India, the nationalism was started or it is connected with the anti-colonial movements across the country, across the country, because the entire India was under the control of the colonial rule by the British. Now the nationalism was connected with the national songs and the national anthem in the European countries. In the same way, in India, the nationalism is connected with the anti-colonial movements in India, anti-colonial movements in India, because the Britishers had controlled over the entire India, entire India. Against that, the nationalism was started struggle against the anti-colonial rule, anti-colonial rule. See, the people of India united in the process of their struggle with the colonialism. So how the Indians were united, you know, so the entire Indian peoples were united to start a struggle against the colonialism in India, against the British rule in India, because the British had been, so against their rule, against their colonialism, the Indian freedom fighters were started the struggle against the colonialism in India, in India. See, the each group, in India felt effect of the colonialism in differently. So in India, so many different peoples are living. So many ethnic groups were also lived during the colonialism. So these all group of the peoples were affected or they were felt, they were felt the effects of the colonialism rule on the peoples in India. The different peoples, the group of the peoples were affected by the colonial rule in India, colonial rule in India. So the entire community was started to participate against the British movements in India. See, the Congress under the Mahatma Gandhi ji tried to bring with the one movement. So later what happened? The Congress under the leadership of the Mahatma Gandhi, he tried to bring the entire movement in a one way, one way. So now let us will see how did the Mahatma Gandhi ji came to India and how he was started the struggle against the British government. Dear children, now let us will see the first concept, the First World War, Khilafat and non-cooperation movement. This is the most important concept in this lesson. The First World War, Khilafat movement and non-cooperation movement. So now let us will see about the First World War. About the First World War. See, the First World War was created a new economic and political situation in India between 1914 to 1918. So between 1914 to 1918, the First World War. The First World War was created a new economic and political situation in India. In India, because between this time the Britishers were fight against the enemies in the First World War. The Britishers were lost their entire wealth during the First World War. So that was created the the new economic and political situation in India. The economical and political situation in India. So now let us see, the First World War led the increase defense expenditure and taxes. So when did the Britishers were participated in the First World War? That was directly affected on the Indian people. So how you know that First World War was created a political and economical situation in India. So just once you see how it was created, economical and political situation in India, the First World War was led the increase of the defense expenditure and the taxes on Indians. On Indians. So the Britishers were decided to increase the taxes on the Indian peoples due to the increasement of the defense expenditure in the First World War. First World War. So due to that increased defense expenditure, the Britishers increased taxes on the Indian people. So here just once you see how the First World War was created, the economical and political situation in India. Political situation in India. Just once you see how the economical crisis were raised in India during the First World War. So this First World War was led the what? The defense expenditure and taxes in India. In India. See, in this crucial time, the prices of all commodities increased, leading to the extreme hardship. Extreme hardship. So in this time, in this crucial time, the prices of the commodities, the prices of the goods were also increased. So this was created, or this was leading the extreme hardship in the India. In India. See, the Britishers were imposed taxes, means they increased taxes, and the prices were also increased. So that prices was leading the extreme hardship across the India. Across the India when during the First World War. During the First World War. See, between 1913 and 18, between 1930 to 1918, so the Britishers were forcibly, they recruited the Indians in the British military. British military. So just to imagine, so in this crucial time also, the Britishers were appointing the Indians in the British army to fight against the enemies in the First World War. So they recruited all the youngsters in the British military. Between 1913 to 1918, there was a forced recruitment to the army by the British government in India. This was also the major causes to lead the nationalism, to lead the struggle against the British government or the British colonial rule in India. So here just you imagine, just you think about the reason. So why did the Indians were started struggle against the British rule? First, they were participated in the First World War. That First World War was led the increase, the increase of the defense expenditure of the British military. So they decided to increase the taxes on the Indian peoples. Indian people, and also the prices were also increased. The prices of all the commodities were also increased. So this was leading the extreme hardship across the India. So in this time, these British fellows, the British government appointed Indians, appointed forcibly Indians in the British military between 1913 to 1918. 1918. So in the year 1920 to 1921, these years you have to remember. So between which year the Britishers had forcibly recruited the Indians in the British military? 1913 to 1918. So in the year 1920 to 21, the many parts of the India crops were failed. Okay, crops were failed. See the Indian situations during the British time. Okay, British time. So in the year 1922, 1920 to 21, the crops were failed some part of the country. Okay, so many part of the India, the crops were failed, and there was a famine and epidemic in India. Okay, in India. So one side the Britishers force, another side see this natural disaster. So these all were directly affected on the Indians to start a revolution, to start a struggle against the British rule or the colonialism in India. Okay, in India. See, in that time 12 to 13 million people were perished in India due to the epidemic and famines. So 12 to 13 million people were died due to this famine and epidemic. So these all incidents were led the nationalism, led the struggle against the anti-colonial rule in India. Okay, anti-colonial rule in India. So this time what happened? So the Mahatma Gandhiji and Congress party was led this movement against the British rule. Now let us see the ideas of Satyagraha and Mahatma Gandhiji. So just we discussed about the First World War. So how the First World War was led the struggle against the colonial rule in India, and what were the causes where started the struggle against the British government. So especially we discussed about that First World War. So how the First World War was led the struggle against the British rule, or else you call the colonial rule. So first one, the Britishers expenditure. The Britishers increased their defense expenditures, and also they increased the taxes on Indian people. Okay, Indian people. And also in that crucial situation in the year 1920 to 21, so the crops were also failed, and 12 to 13 million people were died due to the famine and epidemic. So in this crucial time, the Congress and the Mahatma Gandhiji was led the struggle against the colonial rule in India. So now let us see what was the ideas of Satyagraha and about the Mahatma Gandhiji. Okay, Mahatma Gandhiji. So now let us see the Mahatma Gandhiji returned in India in the month of January in the year 1915. Okay, 1915. This is the most important year for your examination. So when did the Gandhiji return to India? In the month of January in the year 1915. So before where he was? So before he was in the South Africa for the advocate in the South Africa. So the Mahatma Gandhiji returned in India in January 1915. So before that he was in South Africa. So in South Africa the Mahatma Gandhiji was first experimented against the racial discrimination in South Africa. See, the first Satyagraha, the first experiment of Satyagraha in South Africa against the racial discrimination. So where did the Mahatma Gandhiji was used his Satyagraha in the first time? The first time, the first experiment of this Satyagraha was used in South Africa against the racial discrimination in South Africa. So about the racial regime or the racial discrimination already we studied in the last year. So how the black people and the white people were discriminating in South Africa. So how the white people were dominant over the black people. So in that country Mahatma Gandhiji was used, or first time he experiment of the Satyagraha was used against the racial regime in South Africa, because so many times the Gandhiji had also experiment with the racial discrimination in South Africa, because he went to Asian countries, means he went to India and he stayed in the South Africa. In South Africa, so in that South Africa, the white people who were practicing this racial discrimination, that bad experiments already Gandhiji had in South Africa. So against that, the first time the Gandhiji was used Satyagraha. Okay, first time he experiment of the Satyagraha in South Africa against the racial discrimination. Okay, racial discrimination. See, now let us see what is Satyagraha. Okay, what is Satyagraha? See, the Satyagraha is nothing but it emphasizes. See, the Satyagraha emphasizes on the power of truth and the need to search the truth. Okay, need to search the truth. Satyagraha. Satya plus agraha. Satya means what? The truth. Okay, the Satyagraha means the Satyagraha emphasizes on the powers of truth. It is emphasizing the powers of truth and it need to search for the truth is known as Mahatma Gandhiji's Satyagraha. Okay, Mahatma Gandhiji's Satyagraha. So now let us see what is the philosophy of the Satyagraha. Okay, what is the philosophy of the Satyagraha? See, the philosophy of the Satyagraha is if the cause is true. Okay, if the cause is true, if the cause is true, the struggle is against injustice. The Gandhiji said that if cause is true, okay, the reason is true, then the struggle is against the injustice. Okay, the struggle is against the injustice. Okay, injustice. Then the physical force is not required to fight against the oppressor. Okay, oppressor. The oppressor should be persuaded to see the truth instead of being forced to accept the truth through the use of violence. Okay, through the use of violence. The Gandhiji was believed that the Gandhiji was believed on dharma. Okay, he believed on religion. So only he wanted. So this was the philosophy of the Mahatma Gandhiji's Satyagraha. Okay, see, in the case is true, the struggle is against the injustice and the physical force is not required to fight against the oppressor. Okay, physical power is not required to fight against the oppressor. The oppressor should be persuaded to see the truth instead of being forced to accept the truth through the use of violence. Okay, use of violence. So this experiment was introduced by the Mahatma Gandhiji in South Africa against the racial discrimination. So later the Mahatma Gandhiji had introduced his Satyagraha in the various places of India. So first one in Champaran in the year 1916. Second, the Khed in 1917. Third one, Ahmedabad 1918. So the first Satyagraha was started by the Mahatma Gandhiji in India in Champaranya of Bihar state in the year 1916. So why the Mahatma Gandhiji was started Satyagraha in Champaranya? You know, in Champaranya, the Britishers were forced to the farmers to cultivate the indigo. So indigo means, you know, the Nile. So this was the major commodities of the experiments he Satyagraha in the various places in India. For example, in Champaranya in the year 1916, second the Khed in 1917 and Ahmedabad 1918. So in Champaranya of the Bihar state, the Gandhiji was supported to the farmers who were started struggle against the British government because the Britishers were forced to the Bihar or the Champaranya farmers to grow the indigo or else called the Nile because it was the major commercial crop of the British people because these peoples were supplying these goods to the European countries for the dye. And in Khed in Gujarat state, the Gandhiji was started his second Satyagraha in the year 1917. So there he given support to the workers to get the equal wages, and later he was started third experiment in Ahmedabad mill workers in the year 1918. Okay, 1918. So this was the ideas of Satyagraha by the Mahatma Gandhi ji. So these were all the most important questions. So where did the Mahatma Gandhi ji was started his first Satyagraha in India? Champaranya in the year 1917. 1916. Second, 1917 in Khed. In 1918 in Ahmedabad. Okay, so hope you understood about the ideas of Satyagraha and Mahatma Gandhi. Let us will see about the Rowlatt Act and the Jallianwala Bagh. Okay, Jallianwala Bagh incident. So before going to discuss this concept, just once you recall the previous concept. So in previous class we discussed about the Satyagraha. So how Mahatma Gandhi ji was started Satyagraha and what was the meaning of the Satyagraha first time? Where did the Gandhi ji was started the Satyagraha? Regarding that all we discussed in the previous class. So now let us see the Rowlatt Act in the year 1919. So why did the British government had imposed the Rowlatt Act in India? So this question you have to understand. So why the Britishers had imposed the Rowlatt Act in India? What was the reason? Okay, so why these peoples were decided to impose the Rowlatt Act in India? So as you know already about the British rule in India. So especially the Britishers were increased the taxes and the Britishers were imposed so many laws on Indian peoples to get the profit from the India. Right. See, now in this class, now we are going to discuss about the Rowlatt Act. So what is the Rowlatt Act? Why did the British government had imposed the Rowlatt Act in the year 1919. So as you know about the Mahatma Gandhi ji. So when he returned from South Africa to India in the month of January in the year 1915. So what he started? He started Satyagraha against the colonialism, or else we call the British rule. British rule, because the Britishers already they imposed so many laws on Indian peoples and also they increased the tax on Indian people, and also in the crucial time, especially in the year 1920 to 21. Okay, so and in the year 1920 to 21, so many peoples were died in India due to the famine and the epidemic. So in that crucial time, the British government did not see the Indians. They did not help to the Indians in that crucial time. So against that, Gandhiji was organized Satyagraha against the British rule across the country. Okay, across the country. So as you know that first he started his Satyagraha in Champaranya, later in Khed, after that in Ahmedabad. So in various places Gandhiji was visited and he given support to the protesters, and there he started the Satyagraha against the British rule. Okay, British rule. So in the year 1999, the British government had imposed the Rowlatt Act. See, this act had been hurriedly passed by through the Imperial Legislative Council despite the oppositions from the Indian members. Okay, Indian members. So here one important question everyone has to remember. So why did government, means the British government had passed the Rowlatt Act in India. Okay, so hurriedly the British government had passed the Rowlatt Act to depress, okay, to control the Indian struggle against the British rule. See here, this had been hurriedly passed by through the Imperial Legislative Council. Okay, so how the Britishers were passed this law in our country? Through the Imperial Legislative Council, and despite the opposition from the Indian members. Okay, Indian members. So the main purpose of this Rowlatt Act to control the opposition of the Indian members in the government or in the country. Okay, in the country. So this was the basic reason to implement or to pass the Rowlatt Act in India in the year 1919. See, this gave enormous power to the government. So this Rowlatt Act had given enormous power to the British people, especially to the military, to the police people in India. So without trialing, the British government had arrested the Indian people, so who were participating in the struggle. So because those days the Gandhiji was organized a hartal, or else we call the strike across the country. He organized the activities. To control that activities, the British Kaide, so British Act had given enormous power to the whom? The police peoples to control the activities of the Indian freedom fighters in the year 1919. Okay. See, according to this Rowlatt Act, any Indian can be arrested. Okay. Any Indian can be arrested who were participated in the hartal, or else we call in the strike. Okay, so this Rowlatt Act had given enormous power to the police peoples to arrest the Indians without any reason. Okay, without any reason, and put into the jail without any informing. Okay, any informing. See this the features of the Rowlatt Act. According to this Rowlatt Act, the Britishers could arrest any Indians without reason, and they could put these peoples in the jail without informing to them. Okay, without informing to them. This reason and their properties can be confiscated. So who were participated in the hartal or else in the struggle, those people's property can be confiscated by the British government. Okay, British government. So they can confiscated. Okay, they can confiscated by the British government. Okay, British government. See, and when the British organized the Mahatma Gandhiji was started strike. Okay, he started hartal across the country on April 10th in the year 1919. Okay, 1919. So April 10, Mahatma Gandhiji was organized a strike against the British government, or especially against the Rowlatt Act in India. Okay, in India. So those days the Britishers arrested so many freedom fighters and they put them into the jail, and Gandhiji was bade to enter into the Delhi. These all incidents took place between the in the year 1919 in India. Okay, in India. But one incident took place in the Amritsar on 10th April in the year 1919. So what happened there? The police peoples were fired upon the peoples who were gathered in the Amritsar to protest against the British rule, especially to protest against the Rowlatt Act. So on April 10th 1919, the police peoples were fired on the protesters and they were killed. Okay, and they were killed. So that time what happened? The Britishers were imposed the martial laws in our country. The martial law was imposed by the British government in India. Okay, in India in the year 1999, and the General Dyer was took as a commando of the British police in Amritsar. Okay, in Amritsar. So what happened there? See, the Jallianwala Bagh incident took place in the year 1919. See, on 13th April 1919, the famous Jallianwala Bagh incident took place. So just what I said, on April 10th, what happened in Amritsar? The police peoples were fired on the citizens, or fired on the peoples who were protesting against the British rule or protesting against the Rowlatt Act. Okay, Rowlatt Act. On that time, the British police people were fired on the people and they were killed. So immediately what happened? The Britishers were imposed the martial laws. Okay, martial laws in Amritsar, and that was led by the General Dyer. He became a command of the police in the year 1919. Who? The General Dyer. See, on 13th April 1999, the famous Jallianwala Bagh incident took place in Amritsar. Okay, in Amritsar. So, in that place, so many peoples were gathered to protest against the British government and protest against the martial laws. Okay, martial laws, because that time the Britishers were arrested two leaders from the India, and also they were protesting against the British people. Okay, British people. So on that same day, what happened? The Baisakhi festival was celebrating by the Punjabi peoples in Amritsar. So outside of the city, okay, outside of the city, peoples were gathered in the Jallianwala Bagh to celebrate the Baisakhi festival without knowing the martial law. Okay, without knowing the martial law. Right, martial law. So all the peoples were gathered in the Jallianwala Bagh to celebrate the Baisakhi festival. At the same time, they were decided to protest against the Rowlatt Act and the martial laws. Especially those days, what happened? So the Britishers were arrested the Indian leaders. Okay, Indian leaders. So against that, these peoples were decided to start this strike or hartal against the British government in the year 1919. But on 13th April 1999, what happened? This Jallianwala Bagh incident took place. Okay, took place. So the General Dyer, okay, the General Dyer was ordered to the troops to fire upon the citizens who were gathered in the Jallianwala Bagh. Okay, Jallianwala Bagh. So there the 1,000 peoples were gathered to celebrate the Baisakhi festival without knowing the martial laws. So when the General Dyer entered into that ground and he closed the all gates and he ordered to the military, he ordered to the troops to fire on the protesters who were gathered in the Jallianwala Bagh. Okay, Jallianwala Bagh. So within a minute, 1,000 people were killed by the police people. Okay, police people. So the General Dyer was ordered to kill the peoples who were gathered in the Jallianwala Bagh. Okay, Jallianwala Bagh. So the Jallianwala Bagh massacre took place in the year 1999. Okay, 1999. So hope you understood about the Rowlatt Act and Jallianwala Bagh incident. Okay, Jallianwala Bagh incident. So why the Jallianwala Bagh incident took place? You know, so 1,000 people without knowing the martial law, they were gathered in the Jallianwala Bagh to celebrate the Baisakhi festival. Okay, Baisakhi festival. So outside of the Amritsar city, so many farmers were gathered to celebrate the Baisakhi festival. But this General Dyer was entered into the ground and he closed the gates and he ordered to the troops to fire on the peoples. In that massacre, more than 1,000 peoples were killed by the General Dyer. Okay, General Dyer. So hope you understood about the Rowlatt Act and Jallianwala Bagh incident. Let's see Khilapat movement. Okay, Khilapat movement. Just what we discussed about the Rowlatt Act and Jallianwala Bagh incident. So why did the British had passed the Rowlatt Act? To control the activities of the Indians movement against the British rule. Okay, British rule. So when the peoples were started protest, or you call the strike against the British rule across the country, that time the Britishers had imposed the martial laws in our country. So on April 10th in Amritsar, the British government has imposed the martial law and the police had fired on the peoples in Amritsar. Okay, in Amritsar. So that time the General Dyer became a commando of the police in the year 1999 and he was started to control the movement in Amritsar and outside of the Amritsar. And also we discussed about the Jallianwala Bagh. Without knowing the martial laws, the 1,000 farmers were gathered in the Jallianwala Bagh ground to celebrate the Baisakhi festival. When the General Dyer was entered into the ground and he closed the all points and he ordered to the troops to fire on the citizens who were gathered in the Jallianwala Bagh. Okay, Jallianwala Bagh. So in that incident, more than 1,000 people were killed by the General Dyer. Okay, against that, the 1,000 people were started a strike, or you call the hartal, against the British rule across the India. So they were attacked on the police station, post offices and the government properties in Amritsar and outside of the Amritsar in the year 1919. So many employees came on the roads to strike against the British government. Okay, British government, right? So when the Rowlatt Satyagraha was started by the Mahatma Gandhi ji, okay, Mahatma Gandhi ji across the country, this Rowlatt Satyagraha was only limited in the cities and the towns. It did not spread in the countryside of the India. Okay, countryside of the India. See, in this same time, the Gandhiji was realized about the movement, about the strike against the British rule. So alone he could not succeed against the British rule. So he decided to join with the Khilafat movement. Okay, Khilafat movement. So now let us will see what is Khilafat movement. So why it was started in India. Okay, in India, why Gandhiji decided to join with the Khilafat movement, right? So now let us see Khilafat movement. This Khilafat movement, okay, the Rowlatt Satyagraha limited mostly to the cities and the towns. Just I said, the Rowlatt Satyagraha was only limited in the cities and the towns. It did not reach to the countryside. It did not reach to the villages. Okay, villages. The village people did not participate the Rowlatt Satyagraha against the British rule in India. Okay, in India. So that time, see, Mahatma Gandhiji now felt that when this movement or this Rowlatt Satyagraha movement was limited in the cities and the towns, that time Mahatma Gandhiji felt about that. Okay, felt about that. So Gandhiji now felt that the need to launch a more broad movements against the British rule. Okay, against the British rule. So when he felt, when the Satyagraha was limited in only cities and the towns, that time he felt about that. So he decided, okay, he decided that the movement need to launch broad movement across the country. Okay, broad movement across the country, because this Satyagraha was limited in only cities. Okay, only cities. So that time he felt to launch broader movement against the British rule in India. Okay, in India. So now such a movements could be organized without bringing the Hindus and Muslims closer together. So now you see in the interesting thing. So how he could organize the broader movement against the British rule? See, now such a movements, now such a movements means now that's broader movements, it could be organized without bringing the Hindus and Muslims together against the British rule. So this was realized by the Mahatma Gandhiji. Okay, Mahatma Gandhiji, without bringing Hindus and Muslims together against the British rule, we could not organize a broader movement against the British rule. Okay, against the British rule. So that time the Khilafat movement was led by the two brothers called Shaukat Ali and Muhammad Ali. Okay, Shaukat Ali and Muhammad Ali. When the Gandhiji was realized about the broader movement against the British rule, okay, British rule, that time the two brothers, the Khilafat movement was led by the two young brothers called Shaukat Ali and Muhammad Ali. Okay, Shaukat Ali and Muhammad Ali. And why these two brothers were started the Khilafat movement in India? This is the basic questions to you. So why these two brothers were decided to start the Khilafat movement in the First World War? Okay, in the First World War, the Britishers had defeated the Ottoman Turks. Okay, Ottoman Turks, and the Britishers has imposed so many laws on the what you call that, caliphs in Baghdad. Okay, in Ottoman Turks. So against that, okay, against the British brutality in the First World War, the Indian Muslim brothers Shaukat Ali and Muhammad Ali had organized the Khilafat movement against the British rule in India. Just to think, where is Ottoman Turk? Okay, where is Turkey and where is India? So there the Britishers had given tortures to the caliphs. So against that, in India, the Indian Muslims were started the Khilafat movement. Okay, Khilafat movement against the British rule. Why, you know? Because the British people ruling the country, means the India was also under the control of the British government. Okay, against that, these people started the Khilafat movement against the British government. Okay, against the British government. See, when this Khilafat movement was formed in Bombay in March 1919. So this is the most important question. When did the Khilafat movement was started by the Shaukat Ali and Muhammad Ali? In March 1919. Okay, 1919. So now see, the Gandhiji was convenienced the Congress to join with the whom? Join with the Khilafat movement, because he failed to organize a large movement against the British rule. Okay, British rule. And also no such a movement, see there, no such a movements could be organized without bringing the Hindus and Muslims together against the British rule. So the Gandhiji was, now what happened? What he was done? He convenienced the Congress leaders to join with the Khilafat movement. Okay, Khilafat movement, because together he decided to start hartal against the British government. Okay, British government. So now let us see what happened. So the Congress people and this Khilafat movement together at Nagpur in December month 1920, they organized the non-cooperation movement against the British rule. Okay, so when did the non-cooperation movement was started by the Gandhiji? In the year 1920, in the month of December at Nagpur. Okay, so next class we will see about the non-cooperation.